are females not reborn as the highest religious figures? First of all, the real answer is there must be a lot of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas manifestation as a female, as a prostitute, as a bartender, as a, I don't know. But actually it goes beyond. Manifestation, tulpa, sanje ki tulpa, manifestation of the Buddha can be a bridge. It can be a garden. It can be a cup of coffee. It can be a breeze. When you are so sad, a breeze comes and you feel happy. But we don't think about those things. We are talking about a human tulku, as your question rightly put it, small baby who can't even wipe his own nose, sitting on the throne, giving blessings, getting spoiled, all of that. Why is this happening? Think about it. Culture again, tradition. Let's discuss this. Big part of the tulku system today. Okay, first of all, I should tell you this. First, tulku and a reincarnation. Reincarnation is one of the concepts in Buddhism. You are reincarnation of your past life. You know that, right? You are Yangtze. You are actually Yangtze. But the fact between you and me, I am recognized Yangtze by a group of people. That's the only difference between you and me. You must be a Yangtze of, I don't know, Napoleon, Alexander the Great, I don't know. Maybe a bird, maybe a pig who last 20 years ago who was eaten during the Losar. Anything. Yangtze. Okay? But I think you need to know this. In Tibet, because this tulku business, the Yangtze business became such a big thing in Tibet. Well, historically it started. The tulku tradition started from the Karmapa. You must know that, right? But now in Tibet, as you know, Buddhism became a very, very, very influential, It's a very, very influential. It's after the Tizong, after the Tirabhajan, wow. Buddhism is probably, Buddhism basically took over. You could almost say that. In fact, I met a lot of young Tibetans who are not necessarily Buddhists. They actually blame Buddhism for destroying the Tibetan original culture. I have a sympathy with them. Even the name giving, for us in Bhutan, Tashi, any Tashi here? Tashi, you see, that's a Buddhist name. And do you know what that is? That's actually Indian name. It's not a Bhutanese name. It's not a Tibetan name. Tashi is a, Mangalam. And how about, I don't know, Pinso? How many Pinso? Is there any Pinso? Today, whatever the name I'm saying, there isn't. Pinso? Then you are Pinso? Well, it's actually Indian name. It's Lakshmi, right? It is something to do with the Lakshmi, Pinso, yeah. How about Wangchuk? Oh my goodness. Wangchuk? Wow. What a classic Indian name. It is. Wangchuk. Yeah, Shiva, Mahadeva, Wangchuk. These are all Indian names. What is our Bhutanese real name? Degong, right? Isn't it? Right? Dengo. Then what else is there? Nato. Isn't it? Nato. What else? What? Kado. Nado, Kado, whatever, all of that. And even in Tibet, like Yeshe Tsogyal, Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal. Khandro Yeshe Tsogyal. Yeshe Tsogyal is a Buddhist name coming from an Indian, Yeshe, of course, Jana, so, ocean, gyal, like rain. Her real Tibetan name is Kharchen Za. Kharchen Za. And that's so beautiful. Kharchen means big house. Za is girl, right? So the girl from the big house. So there's a lot of that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is Buddhism became very, very strong influence in Tibet. So when Buddhism becomes strong influence in a society, in every level, politically, from social aspect, politics, culture, architecture, right? Education. So, some of the Tulkus become powerful, of course. They become very powerful, they become influential. Plus, many of the Tibetan Lamas have a big patrons coming from Mongolia, coming from China. Big patrons. You guys were talking earlier about why are Lamas going to some places with the money? Not these days, not much. In the past, big time, really. Like Mongol, they're very rich. So then what happens? So when the Tulkus become influential in the society, politically and everything, obviously there will be a corruption. I want to be powerful. My wife is beginning to become pregnant. It's a Tulku of so and so. This happens a lot throughout. By the way, please bear in mind, not all the Tulkus are corrupted or, like nasty or, there are a lot of, incredibly, like compassionate, kind, and illuminating Tulkus and Rinpoches and Yangtzes. But what I'm saying is that this trend has become so big. So then also, nowadays it still continues. Of course, we don't have that much of a power politically or socially, but we still do. The Tulkus do. So here, this is what you need to think. Actually, Tulkus' parents, especially the young Tulkus' parents, they are really, I dare say, they're almost like a criminal. They are really ruining a kid's life. It's really, really sad. Actually, it is, you guys should really think about this. Parents put this kid on a throne or whatever, exhibit as a high incarnate Lama, whatever. Every attention is given to this. Best food, best clothes, so many attendants, all of that. Slowly, this human being is beginning to become alienated from the rest of the society. Most of these Tulkus don't know how to relate to anyone because everything is delivered on the plate. Come age 17, 18, 19, 20, Tulku's puberty is coming up. Tulku is becoming horny. Tulku is becoming, biologically changing. And by then, good part of the childhood has been totally damaged and ruined. And then these Tulkus' photographs are everywhere. So now poor guy can't even hide like all the other kids can do. Wherever this kid goes, photographers are there, attentions are there. When the Tulku is young and cute and sitting on the throne, everybody's like, oh, how sweet he looks. Oh, he's so beautiful. This same tulku in about 20 years' time, look at that tulku roaming around in Babesa. Look at that tulku. Can you see how unfair we are doing this? Who is doing this? Not the tulku. Tulku from a very young time, they are not demanding any of that. It is the parents, it's the society, it's the culture again. So, yes, something to think about. We really need to think about this. I have personally told many of people whom I feel that I can talk to when they say, oh, they have a tulku. Because so and so Lama has given a paper saying that he is a tulku. My first response to this parents are, can you just hide that document for next 20 years? Put it in a safety deposit. Don't show. Give the tulku good education. Make him explore. Make him do whatever. Make him roll in the dust. Make him even become a waiter if you think it's necessary in some dingy restaurant. Make him date with the girls. I've even said this. These tulkus, they needed to be, I remember even telling people that I want to actually train some girls to make these tulkus to fall in love with these girls, and then the moment they fall in love, they reject the tulkus. Because the tulkus need to go through that rejection, because it's a lesson. You feel, it makes because they are supposedly they are supposedly going to be a leader, teach, coach. How are you going to coach when you can't handle your own, small things like rejection?